perseverance, humility, grace, ambition, poise, tenacity. All words we can use to describe the United States Supreme Court's newest justice, Ketanji Onika Brown Jackson, the first African-American woman in history to serve on the highest court in the nation. Let's look back at Ketanji Brown Jackson's accomplishments that led to her appointment to the highest court in the United States. Ketanji Brown's father was an attorney for the Miami-Dade County School Board, and her mother a high school principal. They were both graduates of HBCUs. Their interest in public policy influenced Ketanji, as she was quoted in her high school yearbook prophetically announcing her interest in working within the judicial system and pursuing a judicial appointment. Brown would go to Harvard University for both undergraduate and law school, serving as the supervising editor of the prestigious journal, the Harvard Law Review. Post-law school, Ketanji practiced in public and private legal spheres, initially as a law clerk to Judge Patty B. Saris of the U.S. District Court for the District of Massachusetts in 1996, then to Judge Bruce M. Selya of the United States Court of Appeals for the First Circuit the following year. She then practiced privately at Goodwin Procter in 2000 and Feinberg and Rosen in 2002. In 2003, she returned to public service as an assistant special counsel to the United States Sentencing Commission. Then in 2005, took appointment as an assistant federal public defender in Washington, D.C., where she handled cases before U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit. Jackson returned to private practice in 2007 as an appellate specialist at Morrison & Foerster. Upon the nomination of then-President Barack Obama in 2009, Ketanji Brown Jackson was confirmed as the vice chair of the United States Sentencing Commission in 2010. During her time as vice chair, she was instrumental in enacting change at the federal level for reducing the guidelines for crack cocaine offenses, which have historically, inequitably impacted communities of color. Following her appointment, President Obama shared, "Ms. Jackson has established herself as both a top-flight attorney and a dedicated public servant. I am grateful for her willingness to serve and confident that she will be an unwavering voice for justice and fairness on the Sentencing Commission." 2012 brought the nomination of judgeship by President Obama to the United States District Court for the District of Columbia, followed by her confirmation in 2013, becoming the first African-American woman appointed and only the second to ever serve to the District Court. In 2021, President Joe Biden nominated Jackson to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit as a U.S. Circuit Judge. Later that year in June, Jackson was confirmed by a largely partisan Senate vote, notably joined by Republican Senators Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and Lindsey Graham, confirming her appointment. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson's appointment to the Supreme Court took many years and faced opposition. In 2016, President Barack Obama's vetting of Jackson began upon the death of Justice Antonin Scalia. During the 2020 presidential election campaign, then-nominee Vice President Joe Biden pledged to nominate a black woman to the Supreme Court if a vacancy should be available. With the support of advocacy groups and civil rights organizations, Associate Justice-elect Jackson garnered support in overlapping political circles. In 2022, the Senate confirmed Ketanji Brown Jackson as Associate Justice to the United States Supreme Court, making her the first African-American woman confirmed. Her lifetime appointment to the Supreme Court will have far-reaching legal impact for many generations, but serves as a shining example of excellence for our people, especially for Black women and little girls. Throughout her career, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson has advocated for the culture, and becoming the 116th Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court is an accomplishment we can all be proud of.